You're listening to the School Spirit Sprite podcast, brought to you by UConn undergraduates.
We're back with Ella
and Jess,
and we're with another episode of the School Spirits podcast.
So last episode, you guys heard Mia talk about student organizations and their impacts on UConn, and today we're going to be talking about how college sports create a greater sense of community and school spirit.
Especially after winning the national championship 2 years in a row. Here we are at UConn. There seems to be a tight-knit student body.
So one of the first things we want to talk about is the basketball team. And although like all the sports here are super competitive and like everyone's always cheering everyone on, basketball is one of like the driving factors. Yeah, one of the driving factors at UConn.
UConn, or like Stores, is known as the basketball capital of the world, which is exciting. So when students come here, this is obviously a big part of it. Even if you don't like basketball, I've seen so many people who don't even like basketball, and they just go for the atmosphere inside of Gamble, which is the basketball arena.
And for all the games, like men or women's, doesn't matter what day of the week, like the stadium is always packed, and students are wearing their UConn merch. Normally there's themes for the games, so like white out, wear blue, whatever it is. So the stadium's always packed, and
they're always cheering.
It's always so loud and
Gamble. Bobbleheads of like all the players that people are holding, and you can just tell that the whole like community is impacted.
No, literally. And all this brings the whole atmosphere into Gamble, and Gamble's on our campus, so with it being like right in the center, I think it definitely spreads like throughout people who are just walking around, and it gets everyone excited whether you got a ticket or not. Having it be right on campus is definitely a main part, which is super nice for spreading the school spirit.
And obviously after a lot of time, like the back-to-back champions, the women's going in the Final Four this year, there's a huge focus on basketball, and maybe not every student knows a lot about it, so we just want to bring awareness to, like, you don't have to like basketball to go. You can go with all your friends. The environment is so fun that
you don't need to know the sport.
Yeah.
Like, it's the atmosphere that you're
But
in.
even the other sports, like I know football's really competitive, track, swimming. There's so many like D1 sports. I remember I went to a hockey game for the first time, and I loved it. It was so fun. I've never been to one before.
Yeah. And even like when it comes to like if you're an athlete in high school and you want to play here, that goes with the sports here too.
There's a lot of intramural
like a lot of the teams are D1, and for a lot of people it's unrealistic to go D1 at a big school like this, but there's intramural, there's club, like there's so many options for all students.
Since the championship brought a lot of attention, I think we should talk about how this impacted us as freshmen and the freshmen coming forward, because from what I've known, the acceptance rate has become way more hard to get in here, and more people want to come here for the fact that it's becoming a championship school.
Yeah, I just had a meeting with my academic advisor, and we were talking about student admissions for the new class coming in and our class, and he said that winning last year definitely like there were way more applicants, but then having back-to-back this year, it's been like even more. And I remember my roommate, when she was deciding where to come, she jokingly was like, oh, like if we win, like I'll go to UConn. So that's not obviously not exactly like why she came. That's not the only reason, but like
this is a big reason why
it's
like obviously you're gonna come here because it's a good school, but this is definitely like from what I've talked to, I have a lot of friends in the incoming class, and a lot of them said like this is a big reason, like they want a big school spirited school, and that is what UConn's giving you with basketball. It's giving you a lot of community with your peers, a lot of just funness, and that people really want to come because of this.
And there's so many students here where like it can feel overwhelming, but I feel like with the sports, like it feels like you know everyone. It doesn't matter like whether you actually know their name or not. It just feels like the whole campus is brought together. We're all rallying behind one thing.
Many times at large campuses such as basketball at UConn, sports provides students with opportunities to rally with their school. Whether it's at Gamble Pavilion, cheering on our basketball, or Wrenchfield Stadium, rooting on the football team in Hartford, students are always excited to display their school's spirit.
We hope this brought you inside of the sports life at UConn and how it's so important to our school. If you're choosing between UConn and another school, the sports will definitely play a big role in your decision and bring a lot to the campus if you choose to come. All students love the sports here. Thank you for listening.